Seaman
Might
Demon
be
22.
good
Are we
now.
no longer muted? I
We
believe.
no longer muted.
good.
You kind of missed some
Thank you, Mary.
good things.
All right. So what we started with was I have a glass of wine.
I should.
Oh,
It's a wonderful wine, I should say. And
we're good.
also where we go from there. I took a wine tasting class in college. Yes, I did. And I guess that's where we start.
Shout outs to Seaman Demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where we're
name.
starting? You have any questions about my wine tasting course in college?
No.
Wait. Oh.
Ratio.
I'll ask anyway.
Yeah. What do you got, Mary?
What was the fee you had to pay?
Ooh, that's a great question. So it was an extra $300 to take the class, which is
my.
Honestly, that's not bad.
it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, it was a 3 credit hour course, and it was all within like the same hour. So my routine, the last semester I was on campus, because my last semester I spent in San Francisco, but the last semester I was on campus, I would go to wine tasting. It was 6 to 9:30 on Tuesday nights.
Ooh.
And so we would have class for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Also, this is the only class I failed in college.
The wine tasting class?
Yes, I took it. I took it
How
pass
the fuck do you fail that
Man, you
class?
suck.
because I took it pass fail, and the final was write a 40-page paper on a topic about making wine.
Oh, and you just
That's
said
a lot of pages.
And I said it's my last semester here. I don't need the credit hours. This was the like I literally I met my professor at a wine bar. And I was like, hey, just want to let you know I'm a senior. I don't need your class credit hours to graduate. This is the best class I've taken in college because it really I learned so much in that class. I was like, thanks so much. Can I like get you a glass of wine and just like pick your brain for 30 minutes? And he was like, yeah, it's fine.
Also, I'm not doing your paper.
No, I told him that. I was like, I'm just not going to do the final, but I just wanted to say thank you.
there's like a backhanded compliment in there somewhere. It's like, hey, your class was like so fucking awesome. It's one of the best classes I've had.
But I'm not doing the
Also,
40-page
fuck-
paper.
Fuck your final.
But so this class, it would go like the first hour and a half, like, you know, we just talk about like wine. And then like later in the class, like we talk about like how to make wine from the region we were going to test it from. And then we tested wine and we had to buy our own glasses for the class. I shit you not, people would bring crackers and cheese to class and I would fill up a Gatorade bottle with Miller Lite.
Yeah.
So I pre-gamed wine tasting in the class. I was not alone in this. Like,
Did you bring the Gatorade bottle of Miller Lite to the class?
yeah, it wasn't see-through.
Oh, okay. One of
It was
those Gatorade
literally
bottles.
the workout bottle I have.
Gotcha.
I filled that with
I
Miller
thought
Lite.
it was going to be the kind of bottle that I told about in a different story.
That's some work.
No. Oh God.
Well,
okay. No.
you know what? Before Cubby goes too much on a tangent.
No.
on
It
his
is.
wine class.
It is a great tangent.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great tangent, but also welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Raising NA podcast.
Yeah.
Numero cinco.
You're train wrecking my story to say intro. If you're going to introduce yourself, you at least have to introduce our very special guest for the day too.
Oh, I'm getting to that.
Okay. Okay.
Cook.
Look, I guarantee, real quick, before the podcast is over, Mark is going to nod off at least once. He's even wearing the Snorlax hoodie.
Yeah. I'm getting into character.
Okay.
Anyway, the important thing is not us, y'all. It is our wonderful guest who is not actually on the couch with us.
Whoa.
She is running production today because
Yes.
Manny left us to go take his wisdom teeth out. Like, that's important.
On his birthday week too. Happy
Oh, that
birthday.
is
You can't put the camera on yourself.
I will
if you
say,
like.
happy birthday
Or
to
not. It's up to you.
for the stream. Happy birthday to Redacted in 2 days. Okay.
Based.
Let's go.
Manny/Redacted.
Oh, it's not me this
Mary,
time.
would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Oh, it's weird seeing myself over there. Oh, hi.
Welcome to our life.
Yeah, I'm Mary. I'm a community manager at FlyQuest.
There it is.
like
yeah.
to- would you like
and
to
also,
drop your socials?
How do you know Manny?
We went to college together.
Yeah, another
Yeah.
Ithaca grad. Yeah, big time.
Wow.
Quick, Mary,
Ithaca
drop the
are-
socials so that people don't ratio you.
Yeah, Ithaca College are just producing top tier talent. Should
BT
farm it.
Sonika on Twitter.
Let's go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Join the FlyQuest Discord. That's my plug. That's my plug.
I mean,
Oh, you know what? You should show us the lower third that we
Oh,
have.
my lower third? Yeah, I can.
Manny said that he had everything prepped for Mary and yet did not provide a lower third for our new producer.
unlucky.
Manny Sanchez here.
Hello.
Redacted here.
Riot Man. Reporting for
Riot man.
reporting
All
for
right.
duty.
You want to tell the story about that while everybody's just sitting here lost?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, so Manny got his Riot internship, like, Oh god, it was a year and a half-ish, 2 years ago. I
Yeah.
can't remember when I was in college at this point and when it stopped.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But he like put into our Discord. He's like, "Hey guys, like it's so exciting in our like esports Discord. Like, Manny said they left the graphics in the closet in your closet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm sure.
Thanks,
I'm sure.
Manny. Anyway,
in the
thanks
closet.
thanks Redacted for derailing our new producer for the week,
Yeah,
Mary's story.
thanks. But yeah,
Continue.
he put in our college's esports Discord that he was working at Riot. Everyone's like, congratulations. But the more pressing question was, are you going to put the Riot before your name? Which is like,
Of course.
you can have the honor of doing that. And he's like, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. And I'm very adamant that one day he should just become Riot Man. He is the
pretty
Riot
good.
Man.
Riot Man.
Yeah.
Riot
Just shorten
Man.
Riot Man Walrus just down to Riot Man, and
Riot
it'll work
Man.
out. We'll have to find out like who actually can get like a Riot tag first, because it's like one of those things where it's just I don't see them as often in the wild as I used to. Right? I used to see them
Yeah.
all the time, just like playing solo queue and ARAMs. Like nowadays,
I got the fist
They
bump
hide?
board skin in season 3, and I remember like shitting my pants because that was a big deal.
yeah. How did you get that?
C2E2, great event. They had a league booth there with a bunch of art, and I actually got it from someone that used to be a pro player. It wasn't Suche, but it was someone who interviewed Suche that was related to him and also had very long hair back then.
Oh,
They worked for Riot. Anyway, back to the wine tasting story real quick. So Tuesdays at Miami, I would
$300.
yes, extra $300. I would pregame wine tasting with Miller Lite in my Gatorade bottle, and then I would go to wine tasting. Afterwards, I'd go to Chipotle because I was on that side of campus,
no.
and the line at Chipotle was very short at that time of night.
no.
Now, the important thing and where this story gets much better, and where maybe Mary gets interested again because you won't know this one.
Oh god.
So at the time, a guy that is still in my fantasy football league, I haven't shared this on the podcast yet, but I guess we go now.
Okay.
So he's an artist by the name of Ty Verdes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's also been the Sacco in our fantasy football league the last 2 years because he's too busy like being famous and a successful artist and not. Yeah.
Appearing on James Corden late night shows. and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. So he's pretty good. But at the time, Mary, he was on a reality show called Are You the One? Do you know this show?
I don't think so.
It is a trashy MTV reality TV show.
Nice.
I like,
Like-
you address me specifically.
Well, these guys like kind of roughly know. So I was trying to see like
Still, I've never seen the show, so
So the reason why Tuesday nights were so great is like I pregame wine tasting, then I had some wine that I tasted, and then I would go back and be kind of buzzed in my apartment and watch this trashy reality TV show where my friend was trying to like find the one.
was he like the Bachelor, or is he?
So
like,
no,
one of
the premise of the show is that everyone has a match and you have to find the match. Like a perfect match. And then like everyone in the house votes to see if like someone is a perfect match or not, and they find out if they're a match or not. So like sometimes two people are like really into each other, then they find out like they're not a perfect match, they're like, "Oh no, we can't be together. I thought it was you." And then other times like two people hate each other and then the house is like, "It has to be them." Like then they like are the match. They're like, "How are we gonna make this work?" So, like shit like that. Anyway, he was on this like trashy reality TV show where someone tried to fight him, which is also pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Anyway,
That is pretty.
Did he-
I would just be like go back to like my college apartment, like kind of buzzed and just watch him on this
Just
terrible
hang out.
show.
Yeah.
It was a great Tuesday night routine.
Honestly, that sounds pretty fun. I don't know anybody. Actually, no. I only know one person who's ever been on like a big show, and they were on America's Got Talent. They actually made like the top 8 or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, she was a dancer from my high school, and her crew made like top 8.
All right. Well,
Wait, but before we go back, I do think it is interesting to point out that if you were on this MTV show, Cubby, you would probably be on the one that doesn't find the match.
Jeez, that's just like
Oh.
through the heart.
bro, just because I've been perma single every single time you've known me doesn't mean you have to
Yeah.
drop bombs like
Also,
that.
real quick, Mark, to get it back on topic, how comfy is your onesie?
Very comfy. I am
Yeah.
so comfy. Is someone asking in the chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who?
IKEA.
stole my washer.
Yeah.
IKEA stole my washer. Well, IKEA stole my washer. I'll have you know that this thing is exquisitely comfy.
Look, I'm just saying he does not need to be comfy to fall asleep on this couch.
Yeah. I could be like bent over back and in the most uncomfortable position, I'll still pass out.
I have watched you fall asleep on that couch with your face like in that corner, looking at me like where Mary would be sitting now, and you're just sitting there, and I'm just like, your body is facing like that direction. Excuse me, but your shoulders are like over, and I'm just like, Mark, how do you do this?
Yeah, I mean, we, as I've come to know it, we all have superpowers in this house. Mine is falling asleep anywhere.
Mark, you're a little bit quiet. Could you throw out the mic more?
Oh god, no! I just raised you.
Oh,
No.
sorry. We all have superpowers in this house. Mine is being able to sleep anywhere in any position. Cubby is ripping ass all over the place.
What's mine?
What? I love how the premise is we all have superpowers in this house. Mine's sleeping everywhere. Cubby's just ripping ass.
It's like flying, you know. I swear I've seen you like lift off the ground a little bit.
No, and we're going to change subjects because this time around on this week's show, now that we are only 13 minutes into the intro, we're actually going to try and hit NACL a little bit earlier and save some of the LA stuff for later.
Yeah. We were very lazy. Okay. We were very lazy on President's Day.
It was an off day / off. Yeah, it was an off day for us.
Yeah.
It's been pretty busy for us of late with, I had a really busy last week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So we have a few less things to show everyone, but also,
It's still us.
Uh-huh.
You still get to listen to us.
Yeah, no, you still get to listen to us. So we're going to
Are
start
we
off
gonna do
with
a tier list
NACL.
today?
No.
No.
Yeah, we don't even
Can
have a
we
tier list.
make one?
No, this is the off day vibes podcast where I have a coffee and a wine in front of me.
Yeah. We have mango lassies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mango Lassie gang.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh.
Boom.
That's
Yeah.
Also, for whoever was asking, it is
Kai.
Manny's former classmate, Mary, who's running production for us. Say hello one more time.
Who?
Yeah, why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
no, also.
Oh wait, that's Cubby.
Wow, Mary. There you go.
That's me.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Appreciation
NACL.
again
Also,
to Mary.
I'm gonna quickly say, one of the FlyQuest Discord mods is in the chat. Hi, Nox. Hello. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, that flight
More
check crew.
famously known as
Fog.
Sonika. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, we're big fans of the fan podcast, and Knoxware's got a good one, flight check. That's
Love
good.
Flight Check. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, FlyQuest fans, it's good. It's all good.
you
For
know,
legal reasons,
I-
that is not a joke.
I will say, I can't imagine how vindicated and how awesome it is to be a Flight Check fan or just running Flight Check ever
True.
since to go from like an org where you genuinely love them, even though like they have this really cool brand, but just
They're
kind of
shit.
shit teams or underperforming teams, to now being the most dominant team in the LCS right now with one of the coolest rebrands or push forwards in across the entire ecosystem. I mean, like that, the investment is paying off to be a FlyQuest
Yeah,
fan.
I mean, we don't have to say this with you here, Mary, because I'm sure the Discord's filled with it. But like, yeah, FlyQuest is like definitely up their game. This like not only on the Rift but off the Rift, and it's been really cool to see the split.
Yeah.
I think especially off the Rift, that's the important stuff. Like in terms of how you're gonna make things work.
And to think it's off the back after losing Trisha, who I thought was like the face of FlyQuest and that whole like identity of we're the wholesome org, we're the very, like very genuine. And I thought once she was gone, I was like, damn, like what does FlyQuest do to recover? And then they did everything that they needed to recover. So it's great.
They hired me.
They got Mary.
I didn't want to point any names, but
I mean, I was ready to say it. I'm glad you said it. Take the dubs.
Yeah, Nox said that like is like the passion of like into FlyQuest has been rewarded like tenfold, and that's like such a great thing to hear.
Yeah.
As like that's like my entire job basically is like making everyone feel rewarded for
Yeah.
investing in us.
Well, that's great, and I do want to reward some of the folks for investing in NACL right now because we're going to start
True.
there.
Segue.
First off, Mary, are you an NACL enjoyer? Have you seen how FlyQuest Challengers is doing of late in NACL
I watched
or
like,
FlyFam?
week 1, day 1. That was it.
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
no, it's
Sorry.
fine. Do you have any budding questions then that you might have about either FlyQuest or anything else NACL?
What is an AC?
Y'all
Right,
didn't
you know
see
what?
her face when she contemplated. She's like,
Well, you know what? We'll have to educate you and everyone else here as we move forward.
I follow my team's social posts.
There we go.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm pretty familiar with how they're
Philip
doing.
is my favorite. I'm biased because he's a Dopamine player and hypes up the boys. That's what I gotta say.
That being said, he's kind of running it.
He's kind of running.
Just a little bit, but you know what? We can get we might get to FlyQuest later. I think that we should start. Congrats to C9 on the 4-0 week. We don't have an official star of the week, but I think that we should have that discussion here because I said star of the week has to be a C9 member because not only did they 4-0 on a short week, but also their games were convincing. They are one of our two best teams.
Is it not Zazel?
Yeah,
I was going to say Zazel. Yeah. Because we already had Lost. I actually thought it was Lost, but I don't know if we want to do Lost again.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. I mean, like, it would have to be, like, so clearly deserving for Lost, like, so far ahead of the crowd that to do them again. So that's why I'm like, Zazel played really well this week, too. So that's why I want to go.
Yeah.
These.
He had a 5-man pull, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can go see that clip. Love when he...
We don't have any clips today.
I thought the cow was, like, his best champ back in the day. So it was...
I mean, watching Zazel at Worlds 2018 and like really bringing Hex Flash to the forefront. I mean, I know he wasn't like the innovator of it, but he was definitely one of the few NA supports that like really used Hex Flash.
What I'll say, this guy's smart as hell, and whenever he's played and competed in this game, I think he's always been good.
Yep.
Maybe not always the best, but he's always been good, and I know that he dominates comms too. So it's been really great to see him competing at a high level, and Fake God too. I mean,
What was his Chinese nickname?
I don't know.
It was like Beard Senpai or something.
Oh yeah, it was actually pretty funny.
Beard. Oh, I think it was just Beard Support. Somebody will know.
Yeah. I think it might be worth hashing into a larger discussion about NACL. I don't know about you guys. I think there have been a lot of players who have had a hell of a resurgence this split.
We were talking about this a little bit. A lot of the old guard in particular.
Yeah, like
really come back.
Fake God's playing well. Haunter's playing well. I think Svenskeren mechanically has had some moments that have not been good, but he's a smart player and he's doing things well.
Zazel playing well. Lost is playing really well.
I mean, I'm not surprised that Lost. I've always thought Lost was kind of wronged by the community, so I'm actually really glad that Lost is popping off.
I don't know.
Saligo, after last split, he's been so good this split.
Yeah. So
Tomo.
Yeah.
Tomo, yeah, Tomo's been so much better this split with all of Dignitas. I would say Diamond a little bit.
I mean, I feel like Diamond was already playing pretty well, so it's not like as
maybe
big of
it's
an
just the
upgrade.
fact that like it's a bigger league and there were some like Busio Ayla are not here now, but it really does feel like a lot of players have like just were used to seeing play well and maybe didn't in the past year or two, or just coming off of breaks have been really good, and that's been really interesting to see like figure out.
I think the other important thing too is that a lot of the like rookies we were really excited about are kind of like not really paying off, right? Like they're okay, right?
So what? Like I think it might be worth a bigger discussion because there weren't as many rookies that came into the league this year. I think a lot of that was because we had 16 last year, and a lot of those stuck around for year two, which is good. Like that's what you want in the scene, right? You want to invest in people you want to stick with. Now I do think that like some have been good. Like Masu, I think surprised a lot. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, I'm not surprised that Masu's doing well. He's doing better than what I thought, but I think I had a little bit higher expectation for him than some of the community. I thought
It'd be around like number 10 to 12, somewhere in there.
Oh, I thought he was going to be like middle of the pack, maybe a tad better. So I think on like 100 ping, he's been middle of the pack, which is hell impressive.
Yeah, and he's here now.
Yeah, he should be here now.
Holy
too,
shit, he finally made it.
So I think that's a cool highlight. APA has been what I expected.
Yeah, he's been fine.
Yeah,
What
I
other
think
rooks?
Yeah, his opening week.
Maybe rookies was not the word I should have used, but like
Are you talking about sophomores?
Sophomores?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to get into sophomores?
Yeah, they've kind of been kind of shit.
I don't want to say shit, but there have been some sophomores that have not had as good a splits as I was hoping for.
Yeah, that's the politically correct way of saying it.
Yes.
Say that they're pretty bad. At least they're playing bad currently. I don't think that they are bad, but they are not playing.
We need to
very well
see we need to see more out of some.
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting, right? Because like, I think the 2 or the 3 biggest that come to mind are all top laners for me.
You're gonna say concept.
Oh no, I thought concept is pretty meh
But
already.
okay,
But Soul Philip Bradley.
Yeah.
I think that we had Soul on the show, and he talked about how he doesn't feel like he's playing his best.
I mean, he got ran as Malphite versus Jace.
Yeah,
Sniper.
he messed up that matchup.
Yeah.
But I still think he's been fine. Like the thing about Soul for me is that he was an okay laner, but he goes for plays and fights that I like, and he's still doing that. And sometimes they don't work out, but I'm still down to go like when these guys go for plays, right?
Sure.
For me, I actually want to have a bigger discussion on TL just because I don't think they're struggling. I actually think they're about what I expect. I just think that their win-loss column isn't not as high because of they're playing very early game drafts.
Do you want to pivot now and talk about the other sophomores and rookies, or do you want to do the TL discussion first?
No, I'd rather do other sophomores and rookies.
Okay.
So I'll can
table the
I'll can the TL discussion.
stuff. We'll
Yeah.
come back to.
UG.
I think that
It's been okay, but I think
I had some questions though without Diamond
yeah, that was kind of what we were gonna get
because
to.
Diamond was the ringleader of that team.
Yeah. And so the big question mark we had was, how do UG Spyrax operate in a world where they don't have someone like Diamond leading them, right?
Yeah.
Telling them the clear direction where to go. Obviously we could tell that how much Diamond helped UG make early game plans, but I was hoping that he was going to start forming those conclusions on his own. I don't think that's always been the case.
I still
Real
think
quick.
he is, but they're just not as consistently correct.
I think UG has gotten a lot better at trying to make early game shot calling, and then after about 5-6 minutes, he's kind of like, didn't think this far ahead.
But also, I think that I don't think that FlyQuest is winning all their lanes either.
No,
So
there's a
that
certain
does-
lane that's not doing well.
Yeah,
One of our favorite players, in fact.
yeah.
Are visas announced for FlyQuest?
Ayla, it was playing CQ last night.
Okay.
Ayla is confirmed playing
All
this
right,
week
cool.
in LCS.
Yeah, so let's hope that Winsome can actually help out the
Yeah.
FlyQuest.
He's been playing with Prince, and maybe he's able to lead a lot. It could be something.
I actually don't know enough about him as a person to know how loud he is.
Yeah. What I will say is that I don't
Neither
think
does their community manager.
I don't think we talked about Ketong enough. And it's kind of a bummer that Ketong's not playing because he held his own at support
Yeah.
and definitely has a good resume now to try and get
Yeah.
at the least an OQ spot, maybe a provisional team spot moving forward. I hope we see him in OQ too.
It's the second year he's done it for another org.
Yep.
Last year he did it for C9.
Much better this time around. It's more of his meta, but still much better this time around. So I do want to shout him out before we say goodbye. Any nice things to say about Ketong community manager Mary? Not that you know him or not, but any good wishes from FlyQuest?
I mean, Ketong actively talks in our staff Discord.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's funny.
I love Ketong.
no, he's a good guy. Yeah, I like Ketong too. Yeah,
How old is he? He's 20? 20-ish?
we'll see. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know that he is eligible for OQ2.
Yeah.
So because Noxbar just dropped in chat summer. I hope he gets a nice spot in summer too, but I hope we see him in OQ2 sooner because I think that he would be a good support for a team.
Yeah.
What other sophomores? I think some have been doing well, like Shaden's doing well.
Shaden's doing well. He continues to have a lot of the same problems that he did last year, I think, which is that he doesn't really know what to do if the first couple of minutes don't go well.
It is. It's not the easiest spot as a jungler,
Yeah.
but
But I haven't seen any he was always good, but I haven't seen him improve.
yeah, but I've always thought he's been good.
Yeah.
And for me, he's still
the
top.
question is never how good he is.
Yeah, for me, he's still towards the top of his role.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, we have some thoughts about Doxa. Who wants to go first?
yeah. So someone in the Twitch chat. By the way, if you are listening to this later, you can watch it live on twitch.tv/CubbyXX, which is how we're getting
XXX.
some of the.
No, XXX is his OnlyFans.
No, that's only when Papa Smithy comes in the chat and says, hello, Cubby XXX.
You have a OnlyFans only for Papa Smithy?
No, that's... Oh,
Cub censored.
Gonna drink my wine.
Dude, look
I
how
haven't
red he looks. Oh my goodness.
Looks like it's wide now.
It's been a tough
Doxa.
week, guys.
Doxa.
That is a rookie, but also,
Yeah.
would you like to go? Oh, Young's been a good rookie.
been a
That
good rookie.
definitely deserves a shout out.
True.
And I
Let's
do
go
want to
Young.
shout out a couple sophomores that have improved a lot. Array and Prismal. I think have been somewhat standouts, and they're
Been
second.
good.
I mean, Prismal is second split of support. What? Oh yeah. Have you ever heard my soundbite when someone follows on the stream? By the way.
No.
Oh, it's Rafa slipping up on a cast. And Rafa, what do you say in that soundbite?
In the follow or the subscribe?
It would be the follow.
And like you said, Cummy.
Yeah. No, the subscribe, it was a hot mic. And we were doing this thing for the NA Talent Update where Kangas was hosting for the week. So I was pretending like I'm on vacation because we were for that week. And so it was like a beach in the background. Like my shirt was like, like on a beach.
He popped the collar.
And
Two buttons open.
Rafa, like while it's playing, just goes, "Holy shit, he's hot!" And it got hot mic to the broadcast.
You can even hear Cubby hot mic just blowing a raspberry. Just
yeah,
like
and that's the subscriber noise. So yeah, Mary gets the
Good.
background.
It's pretty
now.
good.
Nice.
Anyway,
Doxa.
yeah.
I had a take about a year ago where I said that I think the biggest thing that Doxa needs is to be put on a team where he cannot like solo carry the game and be put in that kind of environment. And he's currently in that spot, and he's very I feel like he's not actively bad. Like I don't think he's holding back the team, but he has not lived up to the expectations that I had for him. And to his credit, it's very hard to do well in the current TSM environment, right? Because they don't have a coach. They're literally just a bunch of players coming together and like doing their own VOD reviews and trying to set up scrims, and like their coach, who is more realistically their manager, from what I've heard, is like only mostly like doing manager stuff.
Yeah, like, helps out with the team behind the scenes, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, very important, but still not like, strategic coaching, right?
Yeah.
So I do agree that TSM, they, in a sense, even being a challengers team, have a handicap that no one else in the league deals with,
Even the
which is
provisional
worth
teams.
bringing up.
Even the provisional teams have better support.
Yeah. They might be the only team without a coach, and that is, I don't care who is on that team, that's a disadvantage.
So what's up with Argentum?
They have a different coach now.
Yeah, they
But
have
Argentum took a
Nata,
step back.
who
yeah.
was she was an analyst.
Yeah, she was already the analyst.
Yeah. So, but does anybody know what happened there?
School, I believe, and conflict
Fair.
last semester.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those.
Yep.
Rip Saranok.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I think that it's not like a across the board sophomore slump. I don't want to say that.
That's fair. It's not all of them.
But yeah, I think there are some where we were hoping that they would build off the rookie year more than they have, and that's definitely fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like for a player. I still think Bradley's a strong player in the league. I think that Bradley's had a lot of good moments, and a lot of times is playing well. But also, we kind of pitched Bradley as like, remember when Dokal was smashing spring? Remember when Tenacity was smashing summer? Is Bradley going to do that this split?
Yeah.
And he is not.
I
That's a very high expectation, but still.
I don't remember who said it, but someone said something effective like Bradley is the kind of player who doesn't know every lane matchup, but he likes to flip it, and he flips it well. And if he does do those flips and gets them right, then like he becomes a monster. But if he doesn't, then he just kind of struggles.
Okay.
And like I think that actually kind of makes a lot of sense, like when you watch a lot of his gameplay, because he does go for a lot of solo kills, and he does oftentimes get himself in trouble, especially now as like some people have gotten better in the lane over the course of the last year.
All right. I just have to say, we have Mao in the chat, Chronicler.
Hello.
And I have to say, there was a clip. First off, with Sandbox, I still love them. Second off, there was a clip after Closer got a solo kill in their last series.
Yeah.
Where Willer is just clipped being like, yeah, Closer. And like Wolf just immediately goes like, man, I love
They were
Willer so
gooning.
much. Like they were winning, like getting solo kills. I love Dopamine players. Dopamine players are the best. I will always root for Dopamine players. Like the players that hype people up, because Willer has been playing really well. And the fact he's just hyping up the boys and closer after solo kills, that's what I want.
Yeah, close up.
It's just the funniest
very
clip
cute.
because he's gaming and you just hear "Yeah, closer" like after a solo kill.
How many times
the
have you
best.
watched it at this point?
I think I've watched it like 12 times.
Nice.
Because like what makes it too is like immediately Wolf just goes, "Man, I love Willer," and like Atlas just like laugh. It's like it was so well timed. It was a brilliant clip.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Team Liquid.
Yeah, I think it's time to get
Yeah.
into TL and TLC. Okay, so some people, there's been a discussion going around like, hey, is this team not meeting expectations?
To be clear, we are talking about the Challengers League team.
Yes.
Yeah, not the LCS team.
That is hard to get confused at this point. That's a different conversation. Yeah.
is.
Even Mary. Yeah, we got to check out a Mary for that one. All right, good. But for TLC, this team for me has actually been what I expected. Maybe a hair, I want to say a baby hair worse, but I think part of that is the drafts they're playing. And I think they're actually playing those drafts out well. Sometimes you just don't have the hands.
Yeah.
Like there have been a couple fights where like they just lost by like 100 HP early and like then the game's over.
Unfortunately, they have a bottom lane that is not good enough in a bottom lane focused meta.
Not as good as Lost and Zazel and Tomo Diamond. But I for me, Kim Down's been personally what I expected.
Yeah.
And that's been a lot better than what community expected because they saw
He's
some
been
of the trial
exactly what
games.
I'm expecting. And I still think he's bad now, but he might be better in like
I
6 months.
actually think he's been okay.
No.
No.
Okay, define
actually,
okay. Define okay.
So for me, Kim Down as a support, like I actually see him like look to make plays.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he's getting caught, but I actually have seen him make some really good plays. I think that some other supports would not make in the league.
I would say he has about a 30% success rate on the plays he tries to make.
I'd go higher than that.
I mean, the thing is, like, he just dies solo so often, and that's fine because he's a rookie.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's bad to say that like compared to the other supports in the league, Kim Down is not very
Right,
good
but
right now.
but community expectation, they thought he'd be like bottom 5.
Oh, I would argue he might be bottom 5.
No, he's not. No way he's bottom 5 support.
He's definitely not top half. He's definitely bottom half.
I'd put him middle of the pack.
On the lower end of the middle of the pack.
And so for me, it's been better because of that. Like, and again, that's a big
Yeah.
leap from collegiate to this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's bad for being a fresh rookie.
Yeah.
I think it is important to note that Kim Down and Arrow are a major reason why TLC are losing games. They get so much support from Mir,
Yeah.
and they're still losing lane.
I mean, for me though, it's because like they've gone so hard in the early game, and sometimes it just like
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah,
or
that's
we just
fair.
haven't seen it like be good. And so I actually think some of it is like draft not
Yeah.
working out.
Sure, that's definitely part of it.
And like how TL plays, and I think that will benefit them as they get in the best of series. And that's what they did last year, and that's what they're doing again this year, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of confidence that this team will get better, but you know, as I was a huge fan of the organization in general, it's just like I don't want to say disappointed, but it's kind of like we're so used to success from this organization that anything less than like top 4 is kind of like sad.
Okay.
Unlucky.
What is going on over here, by the way?
I don't know. Mary's been running around messing with cameras.
Me and Mary had a silent conversation about, hey, the third camera's not working. It's frozen. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you can go over and check it out. And then she tried, and it's still broken.
All right. Well, I guess we don't get zoomed in on the onesie. I apologize.
Beat says Kim Down might be bottom 5. I just looked.
No.
Name 5 supports worse than Kim Down.
Rovex, Sword. I'm going to say Sketch for now. Even though I
That
think
one's
Sketch has
borderline.
been
The other
okay.
2, I agree.
Yeah.
Draku, if you want to say it.
Yeah.
Borderline, maybe.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's a maybe.
Who else is at the bottom of the table?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Smoothie?
No. Smoothie's
No.
not worse than Kim Down.
No.
Redacted.
Who's redacted?
No.
Oh no, he's actually like a good player. Nobody's
Trevor's
ever
been good.
nobody's ever been worried about redacted being like not a
Skytech?
good player. Skytech's like borderline.
Honestly, the same.
Yeah.
As in, like, they each have some really good and really bad moments.
Yeah.
And more bad than good. Not bottom 5. And then who else? Joey's been better than that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he came down as bottom 5.
No.
Yeah, he is.
I'm still coping.
He is at worst. He is at best bottom 7.
He is at no. If he's not bottom 5, if he's not bottom 5, that puts him at like 10. Bottom 7, I'll agree.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, he is like, if we say like middle of the pack is like 8 through 12.
I still think that for his first split, I've actually seen him make better plays and make better moves as a support than some of the people above him, and I'm just hoping for more of that.
Sure,
I can see, like
you can see what he's going for.
I can see why
and he whips a
TL
lot.
grabbed him because
Yeah.
I still think like there's good things there.
Yeah, but it's also important to say that like
At
his
the
bottom
moment,
lane
yeah,
is
yeah.
losing them a lot of games.
No, I agree.
Yeah, like that said, Bradley's also losing them a lot of games right now.
Yeah.
So it's not as though this team is like, Mark,
I'm not sleeping.
But
but
you know,
we won't be able to know.
That's fine.
then there's also the games. There's also the games where like Bradley gets Olaf into Camille, Sejuani, Braum, and then it's like one taps everyone.
True, true.
How was Olaf not banned in that draft?
Yeah.
Fly fam, I have a bone to pick with you.
Yeah, we have a couple bucks.
Actually, can we go on a tangent? Can I include Rafa on this because he's been
What?
I'm watching on the stream.
I'm not asleep, guys.
It's not about being asleep. It's just the
Present.
when we can't see your eyes, it
Focus.
suddenly becomes the Snorlax eye.
How tilted have we gotten, Rafa, Josh and I, at Fear getting away with Olaf murder, and therefore other teams also getting away with Olaf murder?
Dude,
at
as
times?
soon okay, the most egregious draft I saw, I think Fear was playing into FlyQuest. We literally see FlyQuest pick Maokai first, right? Because I mean it's standard. Fear are like, yeah, you know what? Let's fucking slam Olaf top.
Olaf Seraphine.
And then you know exactly what happens after FlyQuest? FlyQuest is like, let's pick other CC into this shit.
Yeah, I think we need a Mumu and Vi. Wait, no, that was AoE.
That was AoE.
But-
That's when they B1'd Olaf, and Olaf got to play it into Ornn, Vi, Amumu.
Yep.
I cannot emphasize to you. I
Okay.
looked at the
On a-
draft and said this was over.
On a similar note, yeah, I don't know if you heard, but I have been very critical of some teams' drafts, like in draft, and was like, I think I said something.
Yeah, I
like
think
on Box, like,
AoE
I don't know how AoE win this game.
No, AoE has been very narrow in their drafts, and I think that a lot of teams have punished them for it.
Yeah. I also have to say, as probably one of the biggest Nara enjoyers
Nara
on
into
the
Olaf sucks.
broadcast, the number of fucking people who are playing Nara right now is so stupid.
Into Olaf, it's terrible.
Olaf is probably the worst one. It is
But
okay
yeah.
into Cassante. It is not good into Ornn.
You can play it into
not good
Cassante.
into It's okay.
It's bad in the Scion.
It's so bad into Sion. It's so
Yeah.
bad into Ornn.
Tell me this, Josh.
Just play Gangplank.
Do you think the reason why people are playing Nar is not because they
Because they don't know what else to play.
Yeah, and they're just like,
Just
well, Nar's
play
fun.
Gangplank.
Nar is comfy.
You know what? Play fucking Cho'Gath.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cho'Gath into Scion is
Yeah.
not an okay matchup.
Yeah, but
So
Cubby, Cho'Gath is not fun.
Fuck you.
I
Play
know.
Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not speaking because I believe it. I'm speaking because I'm being the conduit of probably what players are thinking. It's like, yeah, I don't want to play Cho'Gath.
I agree with Chronicler. Just be better at Nara and it beats everything. Yeah.
That is the Zeus rule.
If you're just better, you can play whatever the hell you want, but it's just like,
Wait,
man.
Maul's here?
Yeah,
he's
that
still here.
is
Hi,
the
Maul.
Zeus. That is the
Big
Zeus.
fan.
Yeah, but it's just like the number of times, I don't remember if you were casting this Chronicler, but somebody played Nar into Irelia and got fucking slammed and they just lost the entire top half of the map. The only matchup where Nar is like actively winning right now is being commonly played is Fiora.
Cassante too.
I mean, that's not winning, that's like even.
I'll still take the matchup though. I think
Yeah,
it's
I'll
fine.
still play it. But it's like, it is not punish Jax hard enough to not just get run.
Yeah, I know.
It automatically loses to Olaf. It is losing into Ornn Scion. It is not great into Jax. The only thing that it's like actively winning against is Fiora because it has so much movement speed that Fiora can't play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one to be a GP advocate. More GP.
Sure.
GP is still not okay.
Now, you know what I do want to advocate because people are not playing this into Olaf compositions because it's
Trundle top.
I mean Trundle
Trundle top.
Trundle top is actually kind of based.
Trundle top.
My
Scion.
my team.
Yeah, you do run Scion.
Yeah, my team counter is you don't necessarily play for the counter lane, but you play for team fights.
Actually.
You pick Jarvan or you pick Nivea. Pick anyone that can terraform
Okay.
and create terrain.
I've been advocating for Anivia a little bit, actually. I'm starting to be in
In
Anivia.
the mid lane or the top lane?
No, mid. Oh god, not top.
It
No,
is.
you
It
cannot play
auto
long lane.
wins some top lane.
You can't play it long lane though, because you will get ganked in comp.
You will get ganked, but because you have egg, you actually survive a lot of dive attacks. It's so hard to dive.
Just
into
tell
it.
your jungler to run
issue-
TP.
The issue with Anivia right now is jungle.
Yeah, I agree.
Because mid, like I saw a comp where it was like Scion Rise, and I was like, yo, Anivia is actually so good here. Like you can't match the Rise timers.
True.
But you scale for free. You can just space Scion. You make Rise's life hell later, and you like that champion's kit is not okay.
You know what Anivia would also be good into? That's running amok in top lane sometimes. Garen.
Yo, it's a soft counter to Olaf comps too, because again the wall.
Oh, I mean,
That's
why
what he was
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up.
Actually, I am surprised we haven't seen any Trundle in NA because like I have seen teams draft Scion Vi, and Trundle like slams that.
Fucks on them.
It actually just murder.
Yeah.
All right, well we got really down a champ rabbit hole.
Anyway.
What else about NACL do we want to talk about?
We were talking about Team Liquid.
What about FlyQuest? What's going on with them?
I mean, we kind of talked about it, right?
Just
UG
not enough direction.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like they don't have like a clear shot caller.
I've
They
seen
don't have
Spyrax do some hero shit in the mid to late game.
Yeah.
we'll say, but it's
He's
not
getting
really
better.
My opinion of Spyrex has improved now that he's on a harder team to coordinate because he does try things. But one of the things is I feel like what's happening a lot with FlyQuest right now is I will watch them be like, all right, guys, we're double TPing to this ward. Both people go. And then like one person will TP, complete their teleport, and then the other one will start. Right? Like I feel like they are close to getting on the same page, but the communication isn't coming out early enough for people to hear it, process it, and then do it.
It's hard to
So,
finish.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you have that problem. But it is definitely a spot where I feel like FlyQuest are kind of close to being able to make these plays, but their setups are still the thing that's like killing them as they are very, very inconsistent. And that's my nice way of saying bad at getting setups going.
Okay. I
Put
mean,
your
I think
hands-
so. Yeah. Okay. Wow. We're just playing games over here. I like
a boyfriend.
Rafa's way more entertaining than that seat than I am. I will say.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, partly because it's Manny.
That's true. Don't you mean redacted?
Redacted. Yeah, my bad.
There we go. All right. What other NACL talk? Dig 100 was a series.
Yes, that was
sweet.
actually
That was a good
probably
one.
the highest quality series we've had the entire season.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Game 1 was like super, super close, and they were both going for things, which was really good. FlyQuest versus whoever, Wildcard, was one of the funniest games I've seen this year.
That's if I have to. So I made the thread after like week 3 of like the drunkest games, like the wildest games we've seen so far. If I had to remake that thread, that game is being added. Like that's just.
Oh, yeah.
It's a must.
Which is crazy because Wildcard just had the series against Dignitas where the first game they got completely shit on by Dignitas. And it was just like a clean execution game. But then the second game, that one was like just this drunk back and forth slobber knocker between
Derek.
Dignitas and Wildcard.
Mary, did you see anything in the Discord about that second game, FlyQuest versus Wildcard? Because it was one of the craziest games of the split we've had.
Maybe.
There was like 3 backdoor attempts before FlyQuest won.
And they did like hardcore solid snake shit to actually end the game. Like they had 2 people like hide in the bottom lane, like lane brush, and then they both snuck past after their minions had gone. They throw down a ward, and then like Philip teleports to it, and so they're just like suddenly 3 people on the exposed nexus. It was hilarious.
It was a solid snake finish.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
TSM, did we ever confirm if that was faster TSM versus?
Yes, 1830 was the fastest game
Gotcha. But I think the official time was 1832. What was the Team Liquid time against Immortals?
from last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I know it was for sure the fastest game this time, but I don't remember if it was fastest.
Yeah.
I am going to look it up.
Was that like I want to say it was either like 1840 or 1810.
Yeah, it was 18 something.
Yeah.
TLA versus IM.
Yeah, TLF got speed ran for a game. TLF got speed ran for a couple games and then won a game, actually, which is kind of funny. Shout out to Aspect Rise. And actually, TLF actually played well that game. They did some good things.
Yeah. Anything else? Now Necessary news. We go back to one of our pre-planned segments, quote unquote. We talk about things where we should talk about them, even if they aren't always the most exciting things. Emenes Diplex trading places.
Yes. I guess we haven't hit on that. I do want to hit on real quick from our boss.
We have a boss.
Yeah, it's Whooply.
Oh, okay.
Top 5 prospects you move up to LCS pause champ.
Oh,
Do we just want to all give one?
I'll give one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
what are
right
our
now?
criteria?
Just a player in the caliber that you feel like could compete in the LCS level right now.
Right now,
Can I take the easy answer?
Yeah.
Unforgiven.
Yep.
that is
Correct.
pretty.
It's so weird to like look at that because
He's very good.
he's just so much better that it's like I
He's
don't even
very
think
good.
he should be in the league.
Yep. No, he's very, very good.
Yeah. And so
Like I watched him auto space Azeri as Zaya. Like it was just nothing.
yeah,
He took 0 damage.
he is so good.
It's pretty. He does some pretty ridiculous things.
So I almost feel weird like trying to include him in like most valuable prospect.
All right. Well, then
list.
he's a freebie.
Yeah, that's the free
So
for
we'll,
sure.
we'll all agree on him, and then we'll try and give others.
Okay.
Also, no, I'm not even gonna say it. Go.
Zazel.
That's who I.
Zazel's been good.
Yeah.
We can all agree on Zazel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you gotta have at least one hot take. Everyone has to have at least one.
Yeah. I mean, mine's not hot, but
Yeah, is it Shaden?
no. Well, yes, I think Shaden can play at an LCS level. But it's actually I would put Miran right now over Pioshik and use that to try and fix TL. I will explain that in the LCS segment.
Okay.
But I think that TL is in a tough spot right now where like you cannot ask that team to play more games. They grind the shit out of the game. And their mid game is just really lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Pioshik has been not great. And he responded well to being benched last year.
Mm.
And I think that Mir is playing pretty good league.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
I would play Mir.
It is
it a try.
interesting that
Because you literally cannot, like, that's one of the few changes you could actually make a TL.
yeah, you know,
It really is.
to me, I think there is some. This might be a little tinfoil hat, kind of like controversial, but I feel like it was strategical in the players that Team Liquid secured for their academy roster, so that in case certain players of the role that they were in were not performing well, that they could easily be accommodated in a full-on Korean-speaking roster. Mirror for Pioshik, Arrow for Yon.
Maybe.
No, I would not put an arrow over Yon. Yon's better.
I mean,
Even with Yon struggling in fights.
No, I agree. I think Yon is performing way better than Arrow. I'm just thinking that like they thought that Arrow would be performing better than Yon.
Yeah, I feel like if Yon and Harry just take a deep breath before fights or just have some more experience on stage, I think some of those issues will fix themselves.
I mean, I think like once again, I'm getting way too far into tinfoil hat theory, so actually I'm just gonna rescind the point. I just thought it was funny to point out, but if there's a hot take person I would move up.
Mir's good enough though. I think that Mir's good. Him and Shaden are the two junglers I think that have been really, really strong.
Was the super fast Team Liquid Immortals game in spring?
No, it was summer.
What the heck?
I
It
mean,
was double round robin, keep in mind.
I mean, my hot take is that you should. I know people are going to be calling for Tomo to be moved up instead of Spawn because Spawn has
Actually,
been
let's do this.
underperforming.
If you're Dig, who do you buy out in the league? Do you just buy out Unforgiven, or could you maybe go for Lost? If you don't want to start Tomo.
Actually, I think that is a way better option than to just move up Tomo because
I don't know. Tomo's been playing well. I would advocate
but
for that.
but
yeah.
here's my thing, Cubby. And I'll say this again. I think if Tomo moves up without Diamond, then he is not going to be as set up for success than he is right now
Ignar?
on the Dignitas roster.
It is Ignar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ignar is not a support that helps you win lane.
True.
Ignar is a support that wants to roam and assumes that you're not going to be a griefer and be fine while he goes and,
Yeah.
roams and shit. So I genuinely think that in order for Dignitas LCS to be salvaged, you instead swap out both Ignore and Spawn for Tomo and Diamond. However, and as we've already talked about, not on this podcast, but in other conversations, if you move Diamond into that atmosphere, there's going to be way too many cooks in the kitchen with Santorin, Jensen, and Diamond, and they're going to clash. So it probably
Maybe.
doesn't even happen.
Yeah.
What I would actually push is you just let this Dignitas LCS roster bomb, and then you put in the entire Challengers roster. If all 5 of them agree, it's either all 5 or none at all.
Dude, imagine if we had Arma, Jensen, Santorin, and Challengers, though.
Can I just say I'm surprised they got Armut?
Oh yeah,
No, it's reasonable.
that was. I think that was the biggest surprise at the beginning of the season. We're like, why? Why is that your import slot?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sonika's just over there just like...
any other NACL discussion?
What
else is
Do
interesting?
we want to talk about Emenes Diplex, or do we want
Oh, yeah. Let's wrap with that. All right,
yeah,
Diplex.
Diplex played well this
Yep.
week. I think it was Mark who said, I feel really bad for, or maybe it was you. Someone said it.
Yep.
I feel bad for Diplex because like it's
Yep.
not as though he was playing badly in LCS.
Yep.
And both Emenes and Diplex have very different strengths and weaknesses, but they also have very clear things that they're better and worse at.
I was on that cast. I mean, I said it a couple times because they were one-sided games because C9 played well. And especially Diplex played well. He kind of fisted Doxa, especially in game 2.
Not terribly surprising.
But yeah, I mean, it sucks, right? You're 7-2, like you're playing fine on the LCS stage. It really feels like this is a move where C9 feels like they can get a higher ceiling out of Emenes with that team, and that Diplex's play didn't factor into that. It was mostly just what Emenes has done in our league.
Yeah.
That they want to roll the dice and see if they can get the higher ceiling.
Did you remember hearing what Fudge said in the Cutie Cinderella interview?
No, but I heard it looks kind of bad now.
I mean, the question was, you have to
I was putting a
You have
headset
to
on
kick-
for that.
Yeah, you have to kick one player from your team. He's like, Diplex. And Cutie's like, ooh. And he's just like, well, he's just the newest player. Like, I don't know him as well. But it's still just like, oh, damn. That's
bad.
That is
Now, to be
bad
fair,
timing.
So what you're saying is that Fudge actually said first, to remove the fraud before Emenes liked that tweet.
no.
Okay. I'm just double
Did you
checking
see
here.
Cutie's tweet after? As soon as Emenes was announced, she's like, "This was not a result of tea time, by the way." And then Fudge jokingly responded with, "How could you? How dare you set me up on that question?"
Oh God, the L9 Emenes tweet was very funny. I also
like
was
GT Carlos.
I was sent the Talia game from NLC.
Yeah.
He went 1-9 in the Talia game where it looked like he was kind of actively running it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
funniest thing is when he got benched, and then when his team was losing,
really trying to
and then just went into Twitch chat and went, "Why lose?" Question mark.
Oh no, the best was actually last night when I was streaming Champs Queue, and Hoon popped into my stream after Emenes was like 04, and he's like 010 when. Emenes ended up going 2-10. So
Oops. We've
Oops.
been there.
Hoon is the funny dude. That dig team's having way too much fun.
You know what?
They have way too much fun.
Oh, that's a player. That's another sophomore that is having a way better year.
Yeah.
No, I think Hoon and Cubby are really showing the value of starting a split with a team, because they both played a lot better and they were put in unfair scenarios last year. So
But anyway, back to the Cloud9 thing. Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to talk about LCS, or what? What's next?
I mean,
captain
we
my
can just move to LCS and use this as our transition.
Cool. I think who is Cloud9's first opponent?
Oh, I'll look up schedules. The
Yeah.
schedule for this week, I know I had a couple in my book because I was covering LCS, and there were some pretty tough schedules for a couple of our teams.
C9 this Thursday is against EG, I want to say.
Ooh, okay. Hot take. Emenes is going to look really good because people know JoJo is a good laner, and JoJo's also been kind of running it this year.
They played GG and TSM.
Oh, GG?
Oh.
Okay.
GG and TSM.
There is one G in there.
Yeah. Half the number of G.
JoJo has been running it
50%,
this
that's
year,
insane.
but not in lane.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Emenes will probably look pretty good this week because I think Cloud9 are favored to win those games anyway, and Emenes is going to allow them to win harder. But I also don't think like Emenes is likely to be good enough to beat some of the other top teams at the beginning. He might be able to learn that over time, but he plays some team fights super egregiously.
Oh, there's some of the fights
So
are
bad.
so bad.
So bad.
But
Yeah.
it's like actually like watching JoJo again. It's my favorite, dude. Because some of the fights, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then others, it's like, oh my god, he's a god.
genius.
He is
I remember
actually
I made
god.
a call. I made a call like that. I don't remember what it was, but somebody was like going for this long flank, and I call it beforehand. If this works, he's gonna look like a genius. If it's bad, he's gonna look like an idiot. Like
My favorite gamer.
we just don't know yet, and so we'll kind of find out. But I feel like that's what we're gonna see.
Okay.
with Emenes is he will help them win more.
I have a theory right now on LCS, and I'm going to trust that Mary watches more LCS than NACL too. So you can chip in if you want here, Mary, as well. I think there are a clear top two teams. I think that those top two teams are FlyQuest and EG. The way that I view the league right now is that if you want to be able to win or be competitive, you need to have a marksman that can match Prince. Because again, this is like basing off of the top teams. Prince is the best player in the league. The second best player in the league is probably Inspired. And he's the one person that can probably compete, right? The way I view the league right now is that you have to be able to match Prince, and you have to be able to match JoJo Inspired. Because I'm going to trust that JoJo stops trolling. He still is pissing on people in lane, right?
Yeah.
Like, he still is taking a lot of dumps on people in lane. It's just like he decides to have a happy game in mid-game a little bit. And that's okay. That's what JoJo did last year, and that guy clutched up. So I'm going to have faith that this guy clutches up until he doesn't, right? That's my theory on the league. I think that by putting Emenes in, C9 actually checks those two boxes.
Berserker's pretty darn good.
Yes, Berserker is one of the few marksmen that can actually hang there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think it's possible. Mike, it goes back to like the Shaden question. The question for me is never about will Emenes be good enough? Because I think the answer is pretty clearly like he will be at least middle of the pack. But will he be able to adapt to the new environment? Because we know he's had a lot of behavior issues in the past, and from what I understand, he's also very strong, like very hot-headed still. And going into a team with like that many veteran players, you know, we'll see if he can adapt. It's not whether or not he's good enough.
Yeah.
Because the answer to that is yes.
So apparently one of the things that we wait, I might not be able to disclose that. Sorry guys. I can tell you another time.
Off podcast.
Dude,
But-
we're being fucking ratioed by LCS caster. Wow.
No, well, because I have to make sure that what I'm like sharing is not like unpublic knowledge, you know. But like, all I can say is that like certain team members had to be on board first before they felt Emenes had like earned.
I mean,
Given.
that's a no-brainer for like any team. If you're going to trial someone.
Given his history, but
Well, not even that. Just like if you're going to make a change, you got to have the team be on board.
yeah, but once there's like a sit down between like Emenes and another player on C9, then they're like, okay, you know what, fine. I trust this guy. So now that has been reached, Emenes will get his shot.
I mean, now as someone put in chat, the Zven "Are You Better Than Academy" can be pretty funny now.
Oh my goodness, dude! Okay.
Actually, do we want to give our short thoughts on that real quick?
Yes.
The so-called drama that happened this week.
So I just want to address it because I think a lot of people would think that I would be on the side of like, no, Zven was super BM, blah, blah, blah.
Why would they think that, Rafa?
Well, because I'm the wholesome guy. And so I think people would think that anytime I see trash talk, I would be against it.
Nope.
Nah.
We're game.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite things growing up watching old League of Legends was TSM CLG rivalry, and I would eat it up anytime Doublelift and Redacted from TSM would like fire shots at each other. Like that shit got me so fired up. That was like the best shit ever. Or even like in
Saint Vicious, great trash talker.
yeah, Saint Vicious is also great trash talker. I mean, there's a ton of great trash talk around. And it all felt organic too. It never felt forced. It was always just like, holy shit, they really want to beat each other. But also watching Super Smash Brothers, especially the Melee scene, when you had like Leffen as a villain in the new era.
Yeah, pretty wild.
That was a lot of fun.
Okay. This is
Mary.
is
Do we have
distinction.
any thoughts from a fan or community manager perspective about what you thought? Do you know what we're referencing here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like Rafa touched on it pretty well of, like, I've been a League fan since, like, season 4.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Respect.
And so, like, there's, like, a lot of conversations that happen within community of, like, people don't really know player narratives now. Like, people, like, know the story of Double F, like, Bjergsen, like, all of, like, the boomers, some say. And so, like, I think having trash talk, like, if done well, is good because it gives people those intros to players that they don't, like, really know that well.
It's fun.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Make
right.
it fun. Yeah. Like,
All right.
let's have
I'm gonna
fun
be.
with this.
I'll be on the other side of this. I love trash talk. What Zven did was not trash talk.
That's true.
It was spiteful, and that's why I'm not a huge fan of it.
Okay.
Because trash talk is about building yourself up or like making your opponents look like clowns, right? And he didn't accomplish either of those,
Okay.
right? And so it was a little bit spiteful. It wasn't like a haha, get shit on. It was like I don't like you kind of thing.
I'm okay with that.
And it wasn't even like that. But I don't know how to say it. It's just like it was done out of spite, not because it was trash talk. And that's why I wasn't overly fond of it. But as far as like, I always have to be careful because whenever I say these kind of things, people think like I hated it. I just like, this is not a big deal, right? Like it's a little bit like in poor taste, but like it's whatever.
I think so. Something for me, like hitting on that.
Yeah.
I am always down for trash talk.
Yeah, but it
I
wasn't
do think that no matter what happens, you should say GG afterwards. But if something crosses the line and like you feel like it crossed the line, you have the right to handle that how you want to handle that, right?
Yeah.
And for Zven, that was how he handled it. I had no problem with that.
I didn't have a problem with it, but I did not think it was trash talk. And I feel like people are like, this is what we need more of. It's like, what we actually needed was for Zven to do like a kind of thing, afterwards. Because that's very clearly trash talk.
Yeah.
That's like, that's not spiteful. That's just like, talk shit, get hit kind of thing. What he did was not that
Well, I mean,
category.
now he can be like our Academy midlaner is beating all of LCS.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Probably individually better than the starting LCS mid laner in the
that
first
would be
place.
great.
And they
I'm
just had
all
him in
for it.
CL to make sure that he was behaving
Yeah.
well and getting well along with the team.
Yeah.
Because,
I want
Zazel's a fucking adult, and the rest of that team is adults.
Yeah.
Even I would just call Tomio an adult, actually. I don't know about that, but,
That's a fair point, John.
Tell me as a kid.
Twitch.tv/LOLTomio, best friend on Twitch.
I
Tune
still
in.
think people going up in arms and making Zven apologize, I think was completely unnecessary.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad drama, but
Yeah.
I also feel like I don't think that people made him apologize. I think he really did be like, all right, that was a little spiteful. Like, that's not what I want my character to be. And I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, I talked to him afterwards, and that's all I'll say. But it wasn't long. But yeah, you talked to him for a little bit longer, Mark. But, yeah.
Yeah. We talked about it.
I was game. I told him I was like, I'm game with it, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, Zven is... Yeah. I think, like, this is nothing that Zven said, so I'm not quoting him in any means necessary. But I can understand that, like, even if it was in poor taste of decision, considering Zven's history where he was kind of in academy hell because of...
No. Let's back up. Because remember when he said, I've been preying on Core JJ's downfall for years?
that was
Like, it's an entirely different category. That's
funny
why he
shit.
apologized for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the whole thing. It's a different category. It's not... it's a difference in kind, not a difference in degree. And that's why people were upset. So, I think as long as people don't understand the difference, like, people will be upset.
I guess the reason why I empathize with it, because when I go into solo queue and I'm like not opting into trash talk and then I'm getting shit on and then someone trash talks me, I get so spiteful. I'm just like, fuck you, little kid. Like, just because it's just like, and so,
The community fucking loves that shit, and it's horrible. Like, spitefulness is bad, like, full stop.
I will say, Rafa, you're probably the biggest trash talker when it comes to playing solo like games with, which
Yeah.
I do enjoy. I'm not like
Yeah, but he's not spiteful about it.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
it's
thing.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like sit the fuck down, that's fun.
Yeah.
My
Or it's
favorite
like-
thing ever was
I-
like, get fucking shit on you, Masters jungler. I'm a fucking gold player.
Yeah, that was good.
Right? Like,
I was in a lobby where Mark did out jungle a Masters player.
yeah, that's the best. That's
Yeah, that
fucking
was fun.
hilarious.
I mean that's like beats my trash talk because like my trash talk is like I'm fucking
I
better.
mean, your dance against Steve when he fucking trolled his way in Mario Kart was also pretty fucking
that was
funny.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Layering and the little farts in there too.
It wasn't a dance. First off, it was the giddy.
Okay.
Be hip with the kids. Second off, I threw that shit down right in front of Kangus's face.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that was
did you
good.
guys.
That was good. That was very
And
funny.
yeah, but like no, my league trash talk is literally just like sit the fuck down. I'm better. Which is honestly every lobby I play with Rafa because I'm a better player than Rafa.
Ooh.
No, I mean,
Ooh.
I didn't get the Grandmasters on Braum, so like,
Braum Leona,
yeah.
sometimes Thresh.
I mean, I've never officially hit Diamond in League, so
Ego.
What about unofficially? What about unofficially?
I mean, I've played in Diamond lobbies, I've played in Masters lobbies.
No,
before,
you're good. You're a good player.
so
Mark,
it's-
you if you grinded, you would get to diamond easy.
Not easy. He would have
No,
to be better.
easy.
No.
No, Rafa, this offseason, we can all climb solo queue. I'm gonna play solo queue this offseason. I
even
actually
on
miss playing
60
League.
ping.
Yeah, I'm gonna put up with it. I actually do miss
Wow,
playing League.
honestly, guys, this is true love. Right
Honestly,
here.
maybe
if
I'll just-
Cubby would do that for me, that's true love.
Maybe I'll just ping my parents, be like, Mom, Dad, can I come home for a month just to play League of Legends on 20 ping? Please?
Yo, can I
Parents
crash?
like, yeah.
Can I crash at your place too, Cubby? I would love to play on 10 ping for a month or two.
I love you, Mark. You are not currently good enough to hit diamond on your own.
No,
It
not
took
at all.
it
You
took
you
me-
can get there. It won't take a ton of time, but you are not currently there.
No, if you put in 300 games in the span of 2 months, you would get there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could actually
Oh, no,
pull
no, no.
off that
Like,
many games.
if
I
it
don't think
takes
the
me-
argument was ever like, oh yeah, if I just play like
Yeah.
80, 100 games, I get there. No, no.
I'm telling you, man, 6 games a day. That's the magic number. If you play 6 games a day, you get better. And if you're playing at the highest level, that's what it takes to just like not maintain your skill, but you get slightly worse playing 6 games.
Because like
right?
you have to understand, I never put in more than 200 games per ranked season, and that was like the most I played. But it was just because of like I think the most I ever played was 240 something, and after that I was like, I can't play any more ranked. This is just miserable.
I mean, I think the most I ever put in a single season was 500, and that's the season that I hit diamond 2. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to push.
I've
for
had
master, I don't care.
multiple seasons of having 2 accounts with over 600 games,
Yeah.
but that was college. Good times.
Yeah, I play way more.
Mary was like, "What the shit?"
For context, the most ranked games I've ever played in a season is like probably max 100.
Nice. That's the way to do it. Just get like gold, get all the goodies in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I've done it for the past couple of years. Is every year that I've wanted to hit diamond, I have, and then every year after I've hit diamond 4, I stop playing because I'm like, all right, I did it. I've hit the one thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna push for masters. I don't care.
Usually, like for me, because I've played at that level for a while, D2's
Yeah.
the like place where I need to be, where it's like, all right, this is fun. Because like even like in D4, like I will like either fuck things up, like I shouldn't have fucked that up, or like players just like into me. I'm like, all right, this isn't fun.
Sure.
Because like this isn't like I've played high level games, and when you play a game at that level, like there is dopamine to like playing at that level,
Sure.
right?
I feel that.
Always.
I mean, when I was
That's why you play 5s, right?
Yeah, when I was at my best, when I hit diamond 2 and I started to play and get games with like masters, grandmasters players, it's like
No, it's fun as shit.
there was
It's so
definitely a
fun.
spot I just could not compete.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were
yeah.
just
No,
that
absolutely.
much better than me.
But like, I love that spot.
Yeah.
Like when I could just get like dumpstered on like by someone's like really good, I'm like, holy shit. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what I have to do.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've said this to you guys before when we just like queue normally, and there's sometimes you just because our normals MMR is so fucked, like we'll just randomly queue into like grandmasters players,
Yeah.
and every now and then it's really refreshing to be like, I literally don't even know what I did wrong. This guy just shit on me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny because my normals MMR has been so cursed ever since just the past couple of years, and so this past
'Cause we play
weekend
a lot
I
of
got in my first batch of normal games
Hey,
with.
do you want to play some normies tonight? Actually,
Yeah, I'm down,
Yeah.
but we should.
I probably have to leave after Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I also say this, drinking wine.
Yeah.
Be warned.
I got in a bunch of normal games with Dimitri and some other homies because I owe Dimitri. He's my boy. And
He says, "Let me run it down."
no, it's
That's what he says.
oh, right now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We might be able to arrange that. Anyway.
But anyway, literally, we'll have some games where we'll just completely shit stomp them, and Dimitri just goes and comments like, "Why is it that some games we get opponents that are like literally Zazel and Lost eating my asshole, and the next game I'm playing against CLG Faith spot lane, and like it's the easiest time of my life," and I'm like, "Damn." There's no in between. It's like, yeah, give me like
Real quick.
a Masu Kitong lane. Where it's like even. No, like.
Yeah. Still. Steph says, I had less than 20 ping when I first got into League, but to be honest, I didn't even notice the change after they moved the servers from LA to Chicago. She was here.
That's cap.
Oh my God. There's no way.
I cannot play certain champions anymore. Anyway, we were in LCS talk. Should we get back there?
Yeah.
was
Do we
a fun
have any
rabbit hole.
LA stories?
Afterwards.
I don't know what else I have to say about it.
Yeah, we can close out
Oh, really?
the evening
Okay, we're
with
just
LA
chilling now.
stories.
Okay, hang on. Let's
Wait,
talk.
we need to get some Mary stories.
Yes, but let's talk about Golden Guardians real quick. I think that's actually a really big story in the LCS.
Thank you.
They've won their last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
They're 5-2 with Gory. Stixay and Hui are playing really good league. They're legitimately one of the better bot lanes in the league.
Yep.
By the way, everyone was hating on me for saying that Stixay was the best performer at GGO last year.
6A has been pretty decent.
Yeah,
for a
he's
while.
he's been really good. Like he's been fine ever since he got back in. I think that's a really fascinating story. I have some concerns about the team in the long haul, but pleasantly surprised. And they have actual tests this week. Hold on, I had to schedule up.
Yeah, they're definitely a team that I think I was a bit surprised about, but I also think that they're going to end like,
They play C9 EG this week.
ooh, that's a tough schedule.
Yep.
I think they're going to end pretty middle, like upper end of middle of the pack. So
Yep.
definitely making playoffs.
Also, 100 Thieves, who are on a 3 or 4 game slide now.
Yep.
They play FlyQuest and Team Liquid this week.
Yep.
So they go 1-1. Got it.
Well, okay, Team Liquid. Do we want to talk about TL before we get into LA?
I actually do want to reiterate more stuff
with
on
them last
Golden Guardians before we get into 100 Thieves. We just kind of skimmed it over them.
Yeah.
Golden Guardians is really with this current matchup. Stixay and Huhi have gotten isolated solo kills in the past 3 of their 5 wins, which is, I mean, it goes to further cement
It's
that.
almost like someone was in the LCS story meeting today.
But anyway, now they're going up against Vulcan FBI, which I think is, if they're not the best laning bot lane at the moment, they are top 2 laning bot lanes at the moment. And then they're going up against Berserker Zven, who is probably one of the other top bot lanes in Academy, at least just marksman wise, right? So this is a big test for Stixay and Huki, but mainly Stixay because he is now going up against some of the best marksmen that we have in the league at the moment. And this is off the back of some wins was against Doublelift, which is a pretty good win, and other wins were against Dignitas. So it's a great accomplishment to still get isolated kills, but in contrast, it doesn't take much to get there. So I think considering Stixay's whole trajectory going from, I don't even remember how he got into Academy in the first place. I don't remember.
Coach sub.
Well, right, but he became a coach after a slump in LCS, right? And he then was like, okay, well, he's going back into coaching. But had there not been visa issues with Violet, I don't think he would have ever found a way back into playing pro. I mean, it seemed like his career could have just been staying as a positional coach for
That's
Golden
an
Guardians.
interesting rabbit hole to think about.
Yeah.
Really is, actually.
Like, what if Violet actually arrived in week 1 and Violet performed decently? And Stixay, all he did was just coach him. And I mean, I don't care if Violet becomes a top AD or a middle of the pack AD, as long as he's not complete shit and doesn't go back home, then maybe there's a world where Stixay never returns to pro. But because he plays and then Golden Guardian's like, oh, you're still pretty good. Yeah, let's have you play in the LCS. And now look. So this is the redemption arc for him. So, and I don't think we necessarily haven't covered it on the broadcast extensively. I know it is something that we are working on, but I would personally love to talk to him about it and be like, do you ever think that if Violet never came over or came over in the first week, you would be here right now. You know.
No, I mean that's a curious
alternate
alternative.
histories.
One time, visa issues actually saved someone's career.
There was one other LCS topic
Doesn't
that
happen
I
often.
wanted to hit on, or
100 Thieves, Team Liquid.
I think 100.
I've been pleasantly surprised with Double Lift. I thought he was going to be kind of
Double has been real good this split. Meanwhile, Bjergsen's been really bad. I think Bjergsen closer have not been great so far this split.
They've been pretty underwhelming.
Yeah. The Tristana game
Do you think
that I
Bjergsen's
casted
been
was tough.
worse than last year?
Yes.
He was pretty bad last year.
The Trist game I casted was tough. That was not a good game from Bjerg.
That was pretty bad.
There were multiple misplays
Yeah.
that were game-ending misplays, which sucked.
Yeah. Do I think he was worse than last year? I didn't think he was that great.
I mean, the guy still team fights out of his mind sometimes, but there are some, again, the Trist game was real bad. Like not buffering Vi Qs and not flashing when you're Viard.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
I think the only other thing that we can talk about that is really exciting and is just an overarching.
TSM.
TSM upsetting FlyQuest was pretty.
TSM 5 and 4 is exciting for TSM.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah. TSM Golden Guardians are tied in the top half of the standings at fifth, fourth, something like that. That's fucking nuts. That's a crazy world we live in. But I think the most exciting thing for us, we briefly mentioned it, but we didn't get into it, is Ayla is making his debut week in the LCS.
True.
And his first game, which is something that I flagged in the story meeting, and hopefully we have something, is against Busio. And this is for any Challengers Academy fans last year. This was our top 2 candidates for most valuable prospect in summer 2022. We ended up going up with Busio, but it was very close. It had to come to a tiebreaker. We literally went through multiple iterations. Both Cubby and Josh on Busio and Ayla's side respectively gave very strong and compelling arguments.
Oh, speaking of... no, keep going.
And
I have something from Mary.
yeah. And so now one of the biggest things that I want to track from the LCS side is how well does Ayla do compared to Busio, not just this split, not just summer split, but over 2024 next year as well.
That's good. I think that'd be fun. I think that Ayla's kind of handicapped walking in late, but if they would have been here at the same time, I would have expected Ayla to be better for spring. And
Sure.
I don't know about summer, but Ayla is the more complete player. It's not why Busio won most valuable prospect.
But it definitely is a spot of coming in late and trying to integrate into a new team. Like,
Stuff.
hasn't had a whole lot of time. I really hope Bill does well. I'm very confident that he will.
Big fan of
figure it out.
both players and people.
Yeah, but
Second off, now while we're on FlyQuest, did you guys see the video of Prince reacting to Sneaky's cosplays? Mary, you saw that?
Yeah.
It was really funny.
I haven't seen it.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you, like, Prince, like, streams, like, at least, like, probably 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, the streams are fun.
He looked up a photo of Sneaky, like, cosplay and didn't realize that Sneaky in cosplay was Sneaky. And, like, in the clip, you hear him go, like, oh, like, girlfriend? Like, and then someone in the chat like is like, no, that's Sneaky, and like we cut the clip where he goes, what the fuck? It just cuts.
It was 36 seconds, and it was just a masterpiece.
Damn.
Prince is so funny.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Holy shit, he's hot.
Yeah. No, that was the tweet. It was like, you're so hot, brother. It
Yeah.
was like, that's Sneaky.
And all of the replies are like, I've been there before.
Oh, God.
I mean, like during the peak Sneaky cosplay content era, so many people were confused.
Yeah? Do you want to talk about it, Mark?
No, not really.
Besides that, CQ's back. There were 8 games running at one time last night. I know we talked about CQ a little bit when Axie was here.
Oh, Sneaky's playing Champs Q?
No, but CQ's back.
Oh, CQ's back.
It's been really like a lot of play so far. I don't know if you guys want to talk about it or not, but it's running. Go support our NACL players and especially the amateur and the OQ players that stream too. Appreciate everyone queuing up and getting the most out of it, even if they're feeding. Use CQ.
Yeah.
It's good. You play on low ping. We were bitching about ping earlier. Play CQ. It's good.
I think
And stream it.
The prize changes are pretty cool.
And have fun.
The Magneto Thanos helmet is a really
Yep.
cool prize. I hope it fits everybody so that they can actually wear it because,
Well, yeah, so Kangas has a conspiracy that we need to have an NACL player win CQ so we can use the helmet for content.
Ooh.
So he can just yoink it. It's like,
Yep.
hey, I need to borrow this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I need
Yep.
to give him. I need to get him a
Yeah.
content bit. But I think in general, it's a very different incentive. Different players will be more incentivized to play, and others will be less. Because like some people are like, free money? Hell yeah! I'm just gonna go play solo queue and get paid to do it. Whereas other players are like, I'm not in the running for the money. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, we'll see. I really hope I think it's the best practice you can get given ping. So I hope that it's busy.
Yeah. I can understand and empathize with players who don't put as much time into it because there's no longer a money incentive. It feels bad because it's like they generally were trying to like appeal to the majority, which felt like money incentive doesn't do anything for them and, something more memorable. But then like it's always like the minority that speaks out vocally, whereas the majority who's comfortable doesn't say anything about it. So
I mean, I definitely remember talking to some players about like, hey, why didn't you play a lot of champs queue? And they're just like, well, I would queue up for a solo queue game and a champs queue game at the same time, and solo queue would pop first.
Yeah,
So
that was true. But yeah, it's good. Play champs queue. Now we did do the show a little bit differently today. Usually we start with the most LA thing.
cool.
But today we'd like to end with the most LA thing that has happened to us this week.
Oh.
Also, Mary, if you'd like to zoom in on me real quick, I have a fun coffee mug that I'm gonna share with the folks here. To-do list: wake up, drink, poop, be awesome.
And then poop again.
I'm currently at step 4,
when'd you poop?
2:30 today.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you remember that. Because,
it was a nice poop.
it's good to know.
And Mary doesn't want to produce a podcast anymore.
Mary's just like, wow, this is what Manny has to put up with. Maybe
Yeah.
this is why he left to go get his wisdom teeth removed.
Yeah, happy birthday to Redacted, by the way. But I don't want to have Mary start with the most LA thing, but we ran it by you. I don't know if you have something or not, but we'll start elsewhere. Mark or Josh.
I didn't have that much. I guess I was late for our meeting today because I had to go move my car because the street sweepers were coming through. And I didn't take my phone with me because it's never taken me more than like 10 minutes to find parking. It took me 30 minutes today.
Ooh.
So, ooh. That's the most LA thing that's happened to me. I haven't done-
We did have a friend visit us the past week and get a parking ticket, which sucked.
True.
So yeah, definitely felt bad about that.
Kind of a bummer.
Mark, you got anything?
I don't think so.
All right.
I paid $22 to have a Subway footlong delivered to my door.
My footlong's free.
I've
also offered mine as well.
I'm just saying that is like an absurd price to get
That
Subway.
is a lot.
I walked to Subway the day after because I ate 2 Italians in a row, 2 nights in a row. It was a tough week, guys.
Lost control of my life.
So
Why are you making cookies at 3 a.m, Stu?
it was $13.50. Yeah. Also, I will say, I do have to give a shout out to, first off, Rafa, because Rafa made bread pudding last night and brought it to my room at like 2 a.m, and it was fucking delicious.
I ate it as a college educated adult and had to sit down for like 15 minutes because I was nauseous.
Yeah, through the blood.
No,
sugar.
It had something to do with the fact that I had not eaten anything today, and like it threw my blood sugar way out of whack. But
Yeah.
What
but it was delicious, right?
it was absolutely delicious. I had to go down. And I was like, I don't feel so good.
Okay.
What other LA shit has happened?
We just need to make sure that
All right, Mary,
everyone
do you have
agrees it's
anything?
delicious.
It was delicious.
Any like LA things that have happened to you of late? Doesn't have to be this past week too. You can share whatever you'd like, or just something you don't like about LA. Maybe something you like. We usually beef with LA. We don't
usually
like
hate
LA
LA.
very much.
I mean, like, I grew up in like very like rural, like very very rural. Like stuff closes at like 7 p.m.
Yeah,
rural. So like,
that is rural.
I'll give LA that one compliment, but everything else,
Is there anything that has stuck out in your mind?
I mean, we talked about the LA left, as I've deemed it, where you just left turn on a red light. That's fun. We love that.
Is what it is. I think that happens in most big cities, though. Yeah, you have anything that's like any just like weird experiences with like neighbors?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Manny's had his tires slashed. He had a drunk wander into his room.
Yeah, Manny's living in some weird place. I mean, like, the only thing I have is my downstairs neighbor at like 8 a.m. I think it's like usually like 8 a.m. Like, I don't know what he's raging at, but like, I sometimes fear like our general apartment complex's lives because like he just goes, fuck, like yells and like slams stuff, and then you hear him slam the door and just leave.
You know what?
Probably playing video games.
Yeah, he might be a League of Legends player.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I wanna. Could you explain to Beatdown Boulevard what the LA left is?
Oh, the LA left? Yeah, hold up. I got you. So LA left turn. So there's the like left turn lane at turn signals. Like you go into left turn lane and usually there will be a light that's like, oh, it's green specifically for left turns.
Yeah, you get the arrow.
Yeah. A lot of lights in LA don't have that little the left turn light. So what you do is you go into that left turn lane, wait until the light turns red, and then you just left turn anyways.
Yeah, because like you're in the middle of the street, right? Like you're pulling out because there's too many cars and you won't get a chance to go.
Yep.
So you have to pull out and then turn left. Then you don't just go when it's already red. Beatdown.
No, but you do go when it's red because like three people. If you're the one in the front, three people.
Yeah,
behind
you don't just like start. Yeah. See, it's just a city thing. It's not, you know.
But like 3 to 4 other cars going as well when they're not in the middle.
Yeah.
That feels wrong.
Oh, wait, that makes sense.
Gonna call the cops.
Because every time my route to go to LCS studio is I like have to get onto Highland at some point before it leads into La Brea.
You're just gonna dox us like that?
I mean, have we not already said what neighborhood we're in?
Anyway, moving forward.
Yeah. Anyway, once I get onto Highland from like the crowd of neighboring streets, there are times when it's like it's red or it's green, but I can't turn left because there's cars coming, and then cars behind me will get pissed at me because I haven't moved over, like nudged and made room for them so that they can go around me and go straight because.
That is on you, I must admit.
I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But, like, there's only one lane that's only for right turning, and there's a left lane that's either turn left or go straight. And so, like, if I want to turn left, like, I didn't think that I had enough room because then if I go too far to the left, I'm going to be in the way of oncoming traffic.
I kind of learned how much space your car actually takes up when I was driving in Ireland, which first off was on the left side of the road, and that was a little bit harrowing. But there were so many roads that you'd be driving on that felt like a one-lane road, like not one lane both directions, a one-lane road, and people would just go by each other at like 40 miles an hour, and like it would scare the shit out of me every time, but it's just the way it works. Like you actually have way more space.
Yeah, I mean,
people think.
I've said this before. I'm spoiled by Utah roads because back when the Mormon pioneers settled, they formed. I mean, that's legit.
Let him spit.
Yeah, that's legit. When the Mormon pioneers settled in Utah, they carved out roads wide enough so that the ox carts could pull U-turns around them.
That's why it's called Utah.
Yeah.
No,
bad accents.
No, it's Utah because of the Utes. Of the Ute.
So last week we got
Native Americans.
Last week we gave Sol the history of Peruvian food. This week we get the history of Utah from Mark Rafa Alexander Armbida.
Yeah, I'm just happy to spread my knowledge of information that no one asked for, but here we are.
Can I share one more LA thing?
Sure.
Yeah.
So as you guys may have noticed, I've been enjoying a nice glass of wine tonight. So I'd like to collect corks from wine. This is actually the first wine I've gotten where there's a cork in it, because right now they have a thing where they're trying to not cork wines anymore because cork is expensive, and I fucking hate it because part of the fun of wine is uncorking it and smelling the cork.
Smelling it.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I have a corked wine tonight. And it smells good. Also, this is a very nice bottle of Pinot from a very nice winery.
From a nice woman?
No, I bought it for myself and I'm drinking it by myself.
Not sponsored.
Unless anyone else would like to help themselves.
I had a sip. That was enough.
And
Oh, I didn't actually get a sip. I want a sip.
I'll
I just
yeah,
sipped
okay,
it.
take one, yeah. But it is tasty. But we're gonna get Mark's live reaction.
You're gonna have to tell me if this is better or the plum wine.
I mean, I think the plum wine is gonna always taste sweeter. Ooh.
Wow, Sky, I'm right here.
Hey, friend of the program, Sky.
That is not as bitter as I thought it was gonna be.
Nope, it's a nice dry wine. It's a fucking beautiful wine.
The plum wine is still sweeter, and therefore I would drink that all the time. But
You suck.
well, now the thing is, I'll have that wine with like a nice bowl of pasta.
Nope, you want it with meat. Red meat.
See, this is why wine drinkers suck.
It was a $300 wine tasting class that's coming through.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, we're making good use of it. Yeah, but besides that, I don't know what else. You guys anything?
NA production.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mary, do you want to flame Manny a bit?
Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. I think this is the hotkey.
I mean, we flame redacted.
This one. All right.
Yeah.
Everyone in chat just saw that transition.
Do it again. One
And
more
also
time.
on YouTube, if you're watching from YouTube.
Oh, and YouTube. All right, there's the transition.
Wow.
Manny used that in our college production and just recolored it for this.
Yeah. Is there anything
Outed.
else he might have happened to reuse?
Manny. Manny. I'm pretty sure he could correct me if I'm wrong, but he like reached out to me and said like, "Oh, do you remember like this specific like graphic thing or whatever that we used on the college production?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do." He's like, "I just like reused it for the LCS broadcast."
Hell yeah.
Love that. Hey,
NA
you know
production.
what? You know what? That's a good college education right there.
True.
It really is. If you can use it professionally and for the podcast, where we
Yeah.
pay our producers in food.
True.
It's
Now,
great.
the other thing I was told to ask a little bit more about, Mary, was I was told you have stories about that house. Could we hear one of them?
That house. Yeah, I mean, like, I told you guys before when we were hanging out that, like, the tile floor, like, was so sticky that they, like, so much alcohol was spilled on it that it started, like, ripping the tiles in half and, like, peeling.
Oh my god,
Peeling
that's
them.
impressive.
It's kind of impressive. I'm like,
Oh, it's impressive.
yeah. But so when Manny and I were running our league broadcast in college, I basically say that I lived in like a frat house. It wasn't really a frat house. I loved the people that I lived with, but it felt like living with a frat house.
No, that feels like a frat house.
So just imagine running like a League of Legends broadcast in a frat house while there's like a rave going on upstairs.
Hell no.
How many people lived in this house?
I think 5, including
What
me.
was the gender ratio?
I was the only girl.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to have you reliving your college experiences here, Mary.
Hey, I mean, like
I mean, it was that house. There's a reason it's called that.
It was nice to have
that
you.
house.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It was nice to have you, and I really appreciate you helping out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So shout out to Mary. We'll plug your socials in the description. You
Wow.
can plug whatever you want now though. Any FlyQuest shout outs?
Yeah, I mean, I said before to join the FlyQuest Discord because, like,
That's a good one.
Drop a link in chat
Oh god.
via
Yeah,
Cubby's.
you can't
It
think.
knocks. Drop the link. My Discord line. Yeah, join the FlyQuest Discord. We're working really hard to like make NA fans and anyone that's just an LCS fan and like NACL fan feel appreciated.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, wait, Nox Wars link got redacted.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Send it to
DM me on Discord. It'll pop up for.
yeah, send it to Cubby on Discord. 'Cause
Yeah,
Mary
it'll
has
pop up
access
for
to
Mary.
Cubby's DMs. Then expose.
Oh boy. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's see. It's been a fun episode. Thanks. I appreciate you guys. It was a hell of a week for me. Doing LCS and all that good stuff. Definitely appreciate you guys in this podcast this week. Even the less prep version on the off.
Less
week.
prep version.
Hopefully it was fun. Anything else you want to talk about or share before we wrap things up officially?
I still keep thinking about what you said during our meeting. when Emily was talking about her DM.
Oh, you.
I keep thinking about it.
We're not
exploring that.
We're not
but
exploring that. Josh.
What are you doing with my phone?
I'm just
Josh
looking back
had.
at the
I will
chat
say,
history.
Josh had an all-time zinger today in the story meeting.
I did. Was it that one?
Yes.
Okay.
But what was the other one?
I had a different one.
Because that one, you know what that one was involved.
I know what that one was. I don't remember what the other.
What was the
I say
other one?
A lot of stupid shit.
It was a good one.
What was it about? Do you remember, or you just remember that it was funny?
I just remember it was funny.
Mark wasn't there. What were we talking about?
No, the one that I'm referencing was good. That was good. Yeah.
I don't remember.
All right.
Yeah, I say so much stupid shit in our meetings that I don't remember most of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I cast. I say so much stupid shit. I can't believe they still allow me to be on the broadcast.
Oh, you know what? Go to JUICY moment this past week.
Uh-oh. Is this my superpower?
Sloppy poppy toppy.
No, never again. No, never again. Weak.
You know, okay, I went back and looked at the Twitch chat during the cast, and one person was like, this caster is sussy.
Wait, actually, okay, the only joke that Kelsey Moser ever killed off from me, we can wrap up the podcast with this.
Okay.
It did involve Sussy. You remember this from spring of last year?
Vaguely.
So we had a video where Jimian was learning English from Richeria.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. And so she put out a tweet like, hey, does anyone have any words that we can send to Jimian that he might want to learn this like English slang or lingo, right? So us as a broadcast, we're like, oh, like let's do like a fun little like video with like definitions of like slang words and like we'll help Jimian and like help like some of our, you know, English language learners. It was early in spring. It was a fun idea. And so I wrote, it got published, but the one joke got killed off. It was still like one of my favorite things that I made last year because it was like quick, snappy.
It was really funny.
I got you to like a bunch of sus shit to scroll like for like down bad.
Yeah.
It's like down bad. It's like, well, one definition is like if you're losing or like the feed screen shows up. Another one I can't really say on broadcast, but like if you want the picture, just scroll through Rafa's likes on Twitter.
Yep.
It was a bunch of, like down bad stuff. Like he was like,
Yep.
I appreciate you for that one.
Yeah.
I guess you got me back on Hotline League for that. To the point where I still need to get you back.
I know my brand. You know your brand.
Anyway.
I just want to point out for anybody who's still in chat, Lauren references. I still remember NAR counters from a Joshi line. And the line was, I was talking about the things that NAR really suck into are, at the time, it was like Irelia and Akali. And the reason was...
You still play Kali into it.
Yeah, you still play Akali into NAR. Yeah. But the reason I gave was it's because NAR can't handle strong women.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, that also reminds me of another Joshi moment where someone was, I think Viper was playing Riven and whoever the TSM mid laner was at the time was playing Akali, and it was like something about
Takeover.
Yeah, Takeover. And Josh I remember him on the cast saying something like 2 strong women going down their throat or something like that.
Oh no.
See, the best part is I have
even Mary's.
I have zero recollection of this.
I remember vividly just being traumatized that my co-caster's just getting away for absolute zero with this
You know what the best part about all this is?
What?
I've never had a single time our producer told me to stop.
Yeah, anyway. The joke that Kelsey killed off, it was sus. It's like, for example, if I was to say that I'm a sussy little baka, that'd be pretty sus. And Kelsey was like, yeah, we can't do that. I was like, oh, no. And it was a callback, too, because like I had Kangas already for like one of the other lines. It was him like cosplaying Braum. So it was like, yeah, and like if I were to call Kangas a sussy little baka, like in his Braum cosplay, that'd be pretty sus. Yeah, I get killed off. Anyway. All right. It's been episode 5 of Raising NA. Thanks, boys. Special shout out to Mary, by the way, Sonika, for joining us and helping us produce. Definitely would not be able to get the show off the ground without you and everyone else. Thanks so much for joining everyone in Twitch chat while we were recording the live. If you want to join for that, it is Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/CubbyXX. Everything else, we are at Raising NA on Apple, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, and also youtube.com/CubbyMatster6, the original Xbox Live gamer tag. where we publish the video for everything. That is probably the most fun thing to watch because then you can see Rafa and his Snorlax.
Stayed awake.
Yeah,
And he did stay awake.
I told you I was gonna be fine.
Well, once I threw out that we're going to play normies later, Rafa was pretty excited. But at the moment, we're going to have to get in around a Mario Party. And finally, we get to play Mario Party without Manny and someone that's actually competitive at the game in Mary. So, really can't wait for that. Anyway, that's been episode 5 of Raising an A. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you later next week.